what exactly is Family Nest, and how does it fit into everything you've built with Red Barn?
Great question. Thanks again for having me, Casey. Family Nest, and technically the full name is Family Nest Estate Solutions, which kind of speaks to what it is. For 20 years, you said it, we've done a lot of real estate. We've flipped a lot of houses, we've done traditional transactions in a lot of houses. And one of the things we noticed over the years, especially because we buy a lot of off-market properties, we were stepping into a lot of circumstances that became familiar in that it was the same circumstance where these families have adult seniors who are transitioning into the next phase of life. Most of them are going into assisted living facilities or memory care facilities. And we were dealing with the children, the adult children who were scrambling to figure out how to move mom and dad, out of the family home that they'd lived in for decades, deal with all the stuff and move them into whatever community or facility was next. And it was sort of this pattern we were running into. We're like, what's why do we keep running into the same situation? And we took a step back, we said, look, what's the demographic shift in society? Everybody knows intuitively that the baby boomers are sort of aging out. But what's incredible to me is when you look at the statistics of how many baby boomers there are, how many of them own real estate. It's actually 40% of all the real estate owned in the United States is owned by baby boomers. And they're in the process of really turning that real estate wealth over to the next generation. And it's one of the largest transfers of real estate wealth ever. And there was a real need in the marketplace to serve these families. And you've done it. You've flipped enough houses, Casey, that they require the clean outs, the junk removals, the decluttering, the organizing. In a lot of cases, there's an estate sale involved. And then there's actually physically moving mom and dad into the facility. And then, of course, there's the real estate. What do we do with this house that's old and outdated? And of course, for us being in the real estate world, that was sort of a logical fit. It's like we're already, in the business for the real estate. They need the help these transition services. And so for us, we saw it as sort of a natural bolt on to the real estate franchise, which is Red Barn Home Buyers.
So the inspiration for it was just seeing the need.
Just being in it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's funny because again, you being in the space, there's a lot of people that go after probates and, inherited properties, and it always feels a little slimy. I mean, the copy is always real sensitive. I know that you've experienced this, this loss in the family. Would you be interested in selling your house? And that honestly just turns people off. I mean, you really end up offending a lot of people in the process. And so we were like, how do we approach these people from a genuine standpoint? We don't just want the real estate. Like, we're not just in it to buy your house well below market value. Like, there's an opportunity for us to serve you during this season of life, make money. Like, where it's not a nonprofit. There's a real business model there where we can serve these people. Oh, but by the way, now that we've built some level of trust, now that you know who we are and that we've got integrity and that, we're doing a good job, now it opens up sort of an organic conversation about the real estate. Hey, look, we're real estate brokers, or, we're an investor. We, maybe it might make the most sense for us to just take this off your hands if that's what's best for you. At least give them some options. But at the end of the day, it does lend itself to a genuine conversation about the real estate.